Tajweed means tahseen. That is what it means in Arabic, tahseen. And tahseen means perfection, excellence, beautiful, okay, to beautify something. So that is what tajweed means, like to perfect a recitation, to recite in an excellent manner, and to beautify the words of Allah as much as possible. That is to say, the learning of tajweed is to learn how to recite the Quran as perfect as humanly possible. The extensive meaning of tajweed is that it refers to the rules and guidelines for the proper pronunciation and recitation of the Arabic text of the Quran. So another meaning of tajweed is, it is the ability to keep one's tongue from making a mistake when reciting Allah's words. Another meaning of tajweed is, it could also be defined as giving every letter in the Quran its right and dues, and as well as ensuring that the articulation points are observed. So those are the meanings of tajweed. The second point discussed is rulings of tajweed, and by ruling of tajweed we mean the rules and regulations guiding the application of tajweed. Two things are to be noted here: Fard Kifaya and Fard Ayn. Fard Kifaya and Fard Ayn. What is Fard Kifaya? Kifaya are obligations that, when done by some people, others are free from punishment. When these particular obligations are being carried out by some numbers of the Muslim community, then the rest are exempted from being punished. But if no one is available to carry out that obligation, then all of us are liable to be punished. May Allah save us from that. Fard Kifaya can also be regarded as collective responsibility, and a good example of that is Salatul Janaza. So the prayers observed on the dead. Muslim Mayyit wa dafnuhu, birthing and shrouding the death, is also a good example of Fard Kifaya. That is, if some particular numbers of Muslims had carried that out, then the rest are free from being punished. But if no one could make himself or herself available to do that, then we are all liable to be punished. Fard Ayn are obligations that are meant to be done individually. You alone, me alone, he alone. No one will do it for you. So that is individual responsibility. And a good example of that is a prayer, salat. You observe it individually. Okay, so I cannot observe salat for you. You can't observe for me. Likewise zakat, likewise hajj, finance to parents. So tajweed, okay, the learning of tajweed to specialize on it falls in Fard Kifaya. That is, it is not necessary that all of us would become an expert in tajweed. But where the bone of contention lies is Fard Ayn. That is, its application when you recite the Quran is compulsory. Since you recite the Quran alone, you must also observe the rulings of tajweed alone. So not observing it is sinful. So it is read as Fard Ayn. So its application is Fard Ayn. Whenever you recite the Quran, it's compulsory. But learning to specialize in it is Fard Ayn. Like when some people had done that, then the rest are free. So that is the ruling of tajweed. And in fact, there is an Imam called Al-Imam Al-Jazari, Al-Imam Muhammad Ibn Al-Jazari. He was one of the leading scholars of tajweed. He said, Al-akhudh bit-tajweed hatmun lazimun. Adhering to proper recitation is an inevitable necessity. Man lam yujawwid al-Quran fahu athimun. Whoever doesn't recite the Quran with proper pronunciation is sinful. لأنه به الإله هنزل. Because with tajweed, Allah revealed the Quran. وهكذا منه إلينا وصل. And that is how it was also passed down to us from generations upon generations. And I moved on to the evidence of tajweed. Okay, because as Muslims we need to back our assertions as much as possible with authentic evidences from the Quran, from the Sunnah, and the likes. Okay, so the evidence of tajweed from the Quran, I began by citing that of Surah Al-Muzammil verse 4, where Allah says, أَوْزِلَ عَلَيْهِ وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا, or a little more and recite the Quran aloud in a slow, pleasant tone and style. Okay, so another one is located in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 121, where Allah says, الَّذِينَ آتَيْنَاهُمُ الْكِتَابَ يَتْلُونَهُ حَقَّ تِلَاوَتِهِ أُولَٰئِكَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِهِ وَمَنْ يَكْفُرُ بِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. Those to whom we have given the book recite it with its true reciter. So where I'm going is, those to whom we have given the book recite it with its true reciter. Allah is actually acknowledging some generations that have passed with respect to how they recite the Quran, so with its true reciter. Okay, and this is also a good evidence of reciting the Quran with tajweed in the Quran. But that of the Prophet ﷺ, evidence from the Prophets, from the Sunnah, I love this hadith a lot and I do quote it a lot. It was reported by Aisha radiallahu anha, where the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Mahiru bil-Quran, the person that recites the Quran more perfectly, ma'as-safaratil kiramil barara, we will be placed in the ranks of the angels on the day of judgment. What an enviable position on that day. So alladhi yatata'ta' fi, and the one who recites not perfectly, and he experiences some discomforts as he recites. The Prophet ﷺ said, Lahu ajran, he will be rewarded twice. Another evidence is what happened in respect of a Sahaba regarded as Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, who was also regarded as Ibn Ummi Abd. So Umar ibn Khattab and Abu Bakr, both of them went straight to his house to give him a glad tidings that the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever wants to hear or learn how the Quran is exactly revealed, then he should listen to the recitation of Ibn Abd. So that is also a good evidence that, of course, we should learn the Quran from the experts, those who can recite the Quran perfectly.